Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Start putting in the chat where you're joining us from. I see some familiar names. And of course, we have the wonderful Miss Latoya Landry here co-hosting with us so that if you have questions that come up, she'll be watching the chat and be able to help us out with that as we go along. If I have time at the end, I will definitely answer questions, but I want to jump right in here and say welcome to this free crypto overview where I'm going to help you learn more information about crypto and see if it's something that is for you, because it definitely was something that was not for me until later on in life. And I'll share a little bit more about my story. So, how it all started out, my background it was as an investment banker. My husband and I owned our own investment banking firm for over 24 years, where we facilitated financing for businesses around the country who needed anywhere from a million to $200 million in funds. And we absolutely loved it. It was our passion to be able to facilitate that process for people around the world and or excuse me, around the country. And as time went on, I started to just get frustrated. I would see over and over again that people who looked like me did not have access to capital. And it was mostly because they didn't have a grandparent or someone that started a business that was thriving, that passed it on. And I watched over and over again people passing on, looking down the road 20 years and passing on businesses, passing on equity to people. And I wanted to figure out how I could make something like this possible, how I could help people set up legacies for generations to come. Fast forward, our oldest graduated from high school, went on to college. We decided it was a great time to retire, and we did so. And in retirement, I had a friend who came and talked to me about crypto, and it was kind of like an eye-opening moment for me. And so I had spent my life being an entrepreneur and investors. We opened several types of businesses. We invested in several businesses, including the very first Texas roadhouses that you ever seen in Westminster, Maryland. And so I just love being involved in money. I love being involved in new experiences, and more importantly, teaching people how to access funds, how to access monies that they did not know was available, was possible. And for me, watching people have those light bulb moments, it gives me joy. Like I wake up in the morning just thrilled about the aspect of helping someone achieve their goal. And so for me and my career, talk to you about my experience with digital currency, because it really will help frame why I'm so passionate about this. And I have come to the conclusion that I'm supposed to be here. And I'm supposed to be here specifically to have this conversation with you today, right now. All right. My first exposure to digital currency is probably the same as many other people. It was fear, it was the unknown, it was gilded with misinformation. And guys, my first experience was around 2010. I had an investment banking client that wanted to hire us, and he needed to pay a non refundable retainer of $25,000. That non refundable retainer, he didn't have the cash. He was in the technology space. We had several meetings with him talking about his technology, what he needed to do for financing, and how we could help facilitate that process. He finally said, you know what, this is it. You're the right firm for me. And so he wanted to hire us. He asked if he could pay that retainer in Bitcoin. And I was like, Bit what? Never heard of it, didn't know what it was. This is 2010. And so he started to explain that it was a digital currency. I believed him on face value because he did come to me for financing his technology business. And he was telling us stuff that we had never heard of. And this man was brilliant. And so he's talking about this digital currency. And now I don't trust him. Now I don't believe him, right? And I said, wait a minute, let me speak to our corporate attorney and I'll get back to you. I left a message for my corporate attorney. He called me back. I gave him the rundown of this Bitcoin that was proposed to me to be paid as my retainer. And at the time, 2010, Bitcoin was 10 cents a coin. He was going to pay us $25,000 worth of Bitcoin. That is 250,000 Bitcoins at that time. And so I waited for my attorney to get back to me, and I trusted him empirically. This gentleman, he worked for a very large firm in Baltimore. They represented law firms across, excuse me, banks across the country. His law firm represented banks across the country who, they did their processing of loan documents and, anything that the bank would need, they facilitated that through their law firm. So, of course, when my investment banking firm hired them, we were like, this is a great fit. They're going to introduce us to the CEOs of many banks. We'll be able to collaborate and do business. So, it was a great relationship until I talked to him about Bitcoin. He took about 2 days after talking with CEOs of banks and getting some advice from them on this new currency. He called me back and he said, stay away from it. It's illegal. You'll go to jail. And I was like, oh, okay, well, thank you. So I called my client back and I said, regrettably, we won't be able to move forward. And we just ultimately did not move forward because I didn't trust the currency. And I got this from a trusted source, guys, a trusted source that told me it was going to be illegal and I would go to jail and stay away from it. When I tell you, it's heartbreaking. I sat down today and I said, let me figure these numbers out because today Bitcoin's at about $105,000 a coin. The all-time high has been $107,000 a coin. I ran the numbers. If we would have received and held on to those 250,000 coins, I would have 26.7 billion. Billion with a B. Let me see some B's in the chat. Billion with a B. $26.7 billion from that one transaction. Guys, if I would have only had half of that, that's 13 billion. Let me see some B's in the chat. If you're with me, 13 billion. If I would have had a fraction, if I'd had 1% left, because I would have spent some of those coins when it hit $800, right? If I would have just had a fraction of those coins, but I went to someone who I thought knew what they were talking about. They went to someone who they thought knew what they were talking about. And guys, who were they going to? They were going to the banks. The banks that did not want people pooling their US dollars out of the banking system to put into the crypto markets. We were talking to them and saying, hey, should we go to your competition? And of course, they said no. So that was my first exposure. Oh, headache right there. Second exposure. We had multiple offices across the country. I mainly ran our Pennsylvania office. I was there one day in 2013, and an employee forwarded an email to me. He said, what is this? And I opened it, and our entire network was seized. A group of cyber attackers held all of our information on our network and held it for ransom. And the method of payment was Bitcoin. They said you have to pay us $800 in Bitcoin. And now I'm like, oh no, this is crazy. First of all, I don't know how to get Bitcoin. Second of all, I know it's a scam because my attorney told me so. And if I even get it, I'm going to go to jail. So right after that, we started seeing all over the news that municipalities across the country were getting sued and, or excuse me, were getting scammed the same way that we were. Their infrastructures were being hacked. The city of Baltimore, New York, all these different places had the same thing happen where their data was seized by these schemers. And we had finance very, very smart people in the past who had tech businesses during the tech boom. So we reached out to everyone that we could and said, hey, can you figure out how to get our information back for us? No one could figure it out. They didn't know what Bitcoin was or how to gain access to it. So we said, okay, it's a wash. We're just done with it. Oh, fast forward to my third exposure. It was around 2016. I was talking to a business colleague, someone that was an engineer, someone very smart that I trusted and respected for his business acumen. We actually worked on partnering on deals together. And he said, "Hey, have you heard of this blockchain technology?" And I said, "No." We were in the energy space, financing energy deals around the country and in the islands. And I said, "No, I had not heard of blockchain technology." He said, "Oh, you definitely should take a look at it." He said it has its first application on it and it's called Bitcoin. Oh my gosh. As you can imagine, my face turned red. I was like, oh, no, 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 no. I don't want anything to do with that. It's illegal. People are going to go to jail. It's a scam. And he said, no, please trust me. Take a look at this technology. And guys, that was it for me. My future in the world of digital currency began at that moment because someone said, please take a serious look at it. And I did. And so, fast forward here, we are now in 2024, the end of the year, wrapping it up. And I am sharing with people the importance of learning about Bitcoin, learning about blockchain technology, and how it can absolutely change your lives. This picture here shows from November 24th. Bitcoin was about 98,000 at that time per coin. Today, it's sitting at around 105,000. Right before this Zoom, it was 105,000. And you can see the price chart starting and going up. Um, right about here, that probably would have been around 2012 when it started to go for its first rise, its first run. It went back down. The news went down about it as well. And this whole time, I was educating people about blockchain technology and crypto, traveling the country, going to room after room and sitting there and talking to small groups, large groups, anyone who would listen, jumping on Zoom, talking about crypto. And it was a phenomenal time because the energy was there, the excitement was there about the unknown, and we got to witness as this new technology took off and created multi-millionaires around the globe. And so, what are some of the things that are still making people hesitant about crypto? What are some of those things that make them say, oh no, this is something I'm going to stay away from? Well, there's some myths out there, and I want to dispel some of those myths. The first one, the very first one, I was talking to someone very near and dear to me right around Thanksgiving, and they said, oh, you need a lot of money to get started. So, I don't have a lot of money, so I'm going to do something else with my money. And I had to tell them, no, you don't. I've had people who started crypto wallets with $5. And when that $5 turned into $6, they called me back screaming, like, how did that happen? Because they've had their money sitting in the bank for months and their $500 didn't turn into $600. So, how in the world could this happen with a digital currency? And so, just that small bit of proof allowed people to say, okay, I get it. And I've been able to help people get started with very large portfolios, get started at smaller amounts, whatever they needed in order to move forward with their own crypto portfolio. Another one, Bitcoin isn't real. Well, it's not physical, it's not tangible, but it is real. It's a digital asset and it has real value. The value is based on supply and demand. So, though you can't see it like a dollar bill, think of it like your credit card. You have a credit card balance or a credit card availability that allows you to spend and purchase items. Well, that is a balance. That's a digital asset for you or real value for you. That same with Bitcoin. It's a digital asset that has value. And if you have it, you'll be able to spend it or take out the profits when you want so that you can, use them, pass them on to your heirs, whatever it is that you want to. It's for criminals. Um, well, kind of true, but so is the US dollar. Criminals around the world have been using the US dollar since it was incepted, right? Criminals around the world will do anything with anything that they could use for a crime. That would be like saying a hammer is for criminals because a criminal broke someone's window with a hammer. People can decide to do what they want to do and use whatever tool they want to, but it does not make that tool a negative tool. So, crypto is not for criminals the way that I was advised, which took me out of my billionaire status. Ugh, stressful, right? So crypto is too risky. That is true. But I'm going to say all investments are risky. That's why it's so important that you educate yourself. And more important, that you never invest more than you can afford to lose anywhere in any investment. All right. Your investment threshold could be completely different than someone else's. You have to figure out what that is for you and what that is for your family. Um, a lot of times when I am talking to people, when they're trying to figure out, okay, I want to start my portfolio, I want to get in, Bitcoin's already at a point where I feel like it's high. Guys, the coin is projected to easily hit $400,000 a coin. We're at 105,000 right now. So there is plenty of room for your portfolio to grow with that coin, but make it easy and comfortable for yourself. Start to do some dollar cost averaging and create a portfolio. Having a portfolio of coins or a portfolio of any assets makes it easier for you to be able to manage your life. If you decide you want to be a real estate investor, you want to rent properties, you don't go and just get one apartment building or just get one home to rent out. What happens if that person loses their job, heaven forbid, or they get ill and they can't pay you? Now you have a mortgage to pay, your tenant can't pay bills, and you're struggling because now you have your personal mortgage plus this rental property. And oh, by the way, while they weren't paying their bills, there was some roof damage and you had to replace the roof. You need to have a portfolio of rental properties so that if three of them are going well and one of them has a tenant that now takes you to court over some BS, and now you got to go to court and fight for your money and fight for them to get evicted, the income for the from the other three can help stabilize that one that's not doing well. The same goes with any type of crypto portfolio that you have. Okay, crypto is a fad. That is absolutely not true. Crypto's here to stay. It's gaining traction globally. It's taking over the banking industry, the governments, and even as retirement companies are setting up EFT so that you can now put your funds into a Bitcoin fund that will give you small returns over the year. They're going to keep all the big gains, but they'll give you a small, predictable profit on your EFT. And guys, that is major. Think about just in your lifetime, how many industries have collapsed, how many companies you've seen go away. I am from a small town in Pennsylvania called Harrisburg, born in Pittsburgh, but raised in Harrisburg. My father that raised me from the time I was 3, he worked at the steel mill, the Bethlehem steel mill, went out of business, closed. He lost his pension. He then went and transitioned into the automobile industry where he worked at a carpet supplier for vehicles called Maslin Industries in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. They went out of business. They closed. He lost a second pension. Guys, this is now almost 40 years into his career of working and losing 2 pensions, money that came out of his paychecks to make sure that he would have a retirement. Nothing is guaranteed. And so, moving and keeping your eyes open for the future and what's next is going to be paramount for everyone that you know and you love. And making sure you're diversifying is crucial. And crypto's here to stay. So, the size of the market is something that is um, mind boggling. There are 21 million Bitcoin available. Okay. So just think about it. That little 250,000 coins that would have been mined early on doesn't even scratch the pale of what's available. So there's 21 million Bitcoin available, but only 19 million of them have been mined so far. That means that the computers have generated enough of the technology in order to produce the availability for someone to use that coin. So 19 million of them have been mined. The population that has access to even getting Bitcoin or any type of crypto is only 3% of the world. Hear me on this. Let me see if you're still with me. Put 3 in the chat. Only 3% of the world even has a crypto wallet, guys. That blew my mind when I saw that statistic because I said, man, that is a huge opportunity for people to go get into this marketplace and create a career around it. Get into this marketplace and find out a way that they can benefit financially from, investing in it. There are so many opportunities here. So 3% of the global market has a crypto wallet. So much more to be done. What lies in store with the future of crypto? Why is it so important to purchase your crypto and to learn now? Well, guys, everything that you can think of is going to change with crypto. If you're still working, you're not retired like me, put in the chat what industry you're in. And when we get done, I will have Miss Latoya, the fabulous Miss Latoya, help me search and find your current place that you work. But tell me what industry you work in, and I'll tell you how crypto is going to change that industry. All right. So, in bill payments, people right now across the globe, companies, large companies are using blockchain technology to change the way that money is being transmitted. People have money transmitters license. That's a huge process to be able to get a money transmitters license. People are now moving towards paying their bills with crypto and paying their bills via the blockchain. And companies love it because they don't have to worry about a credit card that bounced. They don't have to worry about chargebacks from your credit card company. They don't have to worry about a check being in the mail. Trust me, the companies that are figuring this out and adopting it are winning. And oh, by the way, if you pay them your $100 phone bill with $100 in Bitcoin and the value of Bitcoin goes up to $105 that day, they won. They absolutely won. So companies around the world are learning to accept crypto payments, peer-to-peer payments, rideshare, solar farms, uh, delivery services. This has been happening globally in other places that are far more advanced for years. In the United States, we're just now catching up. If you've been to San Francisco later, you could go and order a car. It'll come pick you up, and I think it's Uber, and it'll be a driverless car. People were so excited. They started sharing that on Facebook. They were excited to see it, and I was like, huh, that's funny. Mary and I found out about that 7 years ago. Companies around the globe had already started using driverless cars, and oh, by the way, you could pay for it with digital currency. Someone could have a driverless car and decide to rent their car out for the day to go do deliveries. And so they would have, their products put in the car, someone would pay with crypto, and this products would be dropped off at their door. That is coming. It is coming to the United States. So when you see it, know that you heard it here first, right? Solar panels. People have solar panels in communities on their roofs in other countries, and let's say they're not home during the day and the sun is out during the day, that's when it's producing the most energy, but their neighbor is home and their neighbor works from home. The neighbor is able to go onto the grid, the community grid, and find out where they can get cheaper energy. This is a thing, and they can pay for that cheaper energy on the blockchain using crypto. So while you're at work making money, solar is being produced from your roof, from the sun. Your neighbor is buying that energy from your house using crypto. The possibilities are endless, guys. It's just going to be so much that you see going on. Okay, I see some here. Cross-border payments, Jeremiah. Oh my goodness. Right now, Ripple. Ripple XRP is right now the primary currency and the primary blockchain that's being used for cross-border payments. The banking system is able to move money now in nanoseconds. I told you my background as an investment banker. When we would facilitate financing and receive money, a direct loan from the USDA, it would take 3 to 4 business days for ACH to appear. Oh, my clients would be so frustrated with me. We would go through all the processes of sitting down at the loan table, or excuse me, closing table, closing a loan, and now they still got to wait 3 to 4 days to get their money because they're waiting for a slow ACH. Imagine closing a loan and in 3 to 4 seconds, you're getting your money through the bank because it's coming through the method of blockchain technology. What else did we have up there? I thought I saw something else. Let me see if I can see one of the other ones. Education. Okay, education, game changer. Students being able to learn about blockchain technology now puts them legions ahead. These students are learning at a very fast pace. Them learning that technology and learning it ahead of time now puts them in a position to have the careers of the future. My daughter, my youngest daughter, when she got ready to go to college, we went to several schools and we stopped at Goucher University. The president there at the time, a Stanford graduate, said to the parents that they had discontinued 18 different careers um, at the school because of blockchain technology. And they knew that blockchain technology was going to change those careers. Guys, that was before they even started talking about AI. And so that was so impressive to me. A university that said, we're going to stop charging parents for this 4 year degree for a career that's going to be obsolete in the next 10 to 15 years. Forward thinking is so essential. And so in education, there will be students who are able to, number one, learn and earn in this career. Number two, you will have students that are playing video games and getting tokenization. We all learned about that through SCF and did a deep dive into tokenization. Tokenization is allowing some concept, something to be turned in and monetized into a token. Those students will be able to turn around and provide mortgages to people who want to buy a house, provide car loans to someone who wants to buy a car because they turn those tokens into cash and they can spend it on themselves, or they could be smart little entrepreneurs and lend that money out. So everything is changing. Telecommunications. Now, instead of having broadband wireless, having the communications happen over the blockchain, they will be encrypted. They will move faster. It'll be in encryption. Just everything is going to change with blockchain technology. So I want to be able to help you through this process. I want to be your guide and really help guide you through this process. For me, I was so fortunate because Mary and I were part of a group early on that just sat down on Zooms. We got together and we helped each other learn about this industry, the technology, how to apply it, what's coming, what cryptos to purchase, which ones to stay away from. And guys, I did a lot of stuff on my own that I learned from. I either got my hands smacked or I learned something and I made some money. So I want to be able to help people along that process. If you're new to crypto, if you are afraid of crypto, if you just don't know where to begin, I want to be the person and have the community that's there to support you through this. So I want to provide that step-by-step guide to help you with cryptocurrency, assistance with choosing which platforms to use when setting up your crypto wallet, and even help you with making your first crypto purchase. Also, the importance of, excuse me, my screen's blocked here. The importance of security in the crypto world is paramount. I've had NFTs disappear, and they disappeared because I did something that someone warned me not to do. I did it anyway. I just didn't listen. I said, oh, that's not going to happen to me. It's not a big deal. It was a big deal. Crypto or NFT gone, worth thousands of dollars. So understanding what's going on, security protocols are of utmost importance, and then ongoing tips to avoid pitfalls. Having a community where there are people that are like myself and my husband. My husband is an attorney that puts together the paperwork for very large transactions that happen in anywhere from $1 million or more. That's his sweet spot. And when he's putting those transactions together, he's working with exchanges, he's working with CEOs of crypto platforms, and they're having conversations at a very high level. And guys, I'm ear hustling the whole time so that I can bring this information back to my community in a way that's palatable. That doesn't overwhelm you and doesn't put you in a fear mode so that you don't move forward, because there are billions of dollars moving every day, trillions of dollars moving every day, and money being made in exchange. And so joining the Blockchain Queens Bitcoin Basics for beginners is where I recommend that you start. It gets you a course that has 5 chapters of information. It allows you to go at your own pace to learn this information. And at the end of the course, and when I tell you it's very easy to understand, hopefully Ms. Latoya won't mind giving a little testimony here later. It allows you to go through this course, but at the end, and mind you, Miss Latoya already had crypto. She was already familiar with crypto, but wanted to learn more. And that's what a lot of people say, okay, I need to know what I'm doing. I got some crypto. I've had people hire me because they purchased crypto and don't know how to remove it from a wallet, and they made tens of thousands of dollars in profits. And we're like, well, I don't know what to do now. It's stuck in here. I don't want anyone to be in that situation. I'm not going to be here forever. And you don't want to be in a position where you leave assets to your grandchildren and they don't know what to do with it. So having people learn this information is so important to me. After you finish the course, you'll also get a one-on-one Zoom with me for 30 minutes to help you set up your crypto wallet and purchase your first Bitcoin to put into your wallet. So the blockchain basics course, it's going to be $100 for the course after the new year, but it's on sale until the end of the year for $70. So if you even want to provide this education as a gift to someone, I had one gentleman, or actually Miss Latoya had a gentleman who purchased the course for himself, his wife, and his daughter. He didn't want something to happen to him and his wife not knowing what to do. He didn't want something to happen to the both of them and his daughter not knowing what to do. So get this course, gain this information, this insight, and access to the blockchain queen. Then also, I have a free community where it is just chock full of information. Please take a screenshot here, chock full of information that you can gain from being a part of a group of like-minded people. I have information that I will share in there, and it's a good community, a good safe space to be able to learn and to grow. And when you are ready to level it up, when I'm telling you I got the goods. And this Tuesday will be our first inner circle chat. If you are not a part of the Blockchain Queens inner circle, it is so worth it to become a part of this community. It's only $7 a month. And I give you access to the goods that you need to really hone in and learn what you need to know in a palatable way on a higher level with cryptocurrency. And so that's only $7 a month. When I do the first chat this Tuesday in the Blockchain Queens Inner Circle, I'm giving away over $100 worth of free crypto product to help you with your crypto portfolio. Already, I put an asset in there for everyone who's a part of the inner circle so that they can help build their crypto portfolios. Guys, I'm not playing. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you all the goods. I want my people to be prepared. All right. And so, sorry, that was from last week. I want to thank you. And I have a few things I want to share with you. I want to share what the platform looks like. And Miss Latoya, if you can start looking through the chat, I'm going to get to some questions. But here's a price chart. We saw it on the other screen, but Bitcoin starting out early on, really worth nothing. And here we are today. It's not right now. Where are we at right now? 105,000 a coin. On that last screenshot a couple weeks ago, it was 90 something thousand a coin. So anyone who got coins, even in that short period of time, would have seen a 10% gain, or excuse me, 1,000%, 100%. What is that? I don't know my percentages, guys. Somebody put it in the chat. When it goes from 90 something thousand to 100,000, what percentage gain is that? All right. I know your money made money. That's what's important. Your money made money. So I wanted you to see that. But here is an overview of what the course looks like. You can see here that it has the multiple chapters. So chapter one with different lessons that are in there has a overview or when it says video, that is me presenting the information. I don't want to just give it to you and have you learn it on your own. I'm breaking it down for you. Then some other videos like the history of money, which is very important to know how it ties into crypto. We go into debunking more myths about crypto and then a short crypto exercise. Chapter two is all about Bitcoin. Chapter three, blockchain technology and mining. Chapter four, building your crypto portfolio. And then chapter five, overcoming your fear and moving forward. And like I said, after chapter five, when you're finished, you get a certificate. Woohoo, successfully completed. And then you get the opportunity. I will get an alert right away that you've completed the course. And we set up the time to meet for your one on one Zoom, your 30-minute Zoom. And so I'm going to move over here to these chats. Miss Latoya, any questions that you saw in the chat?
Hi there, Miss Tanya. I see one, and the question is from Mary. It says I've been buying $10 per week BTC, Bitcoin, for
Mhm.
some years. Sounds like I should buy XRP.
I would highly recommend that. Highly recommend it. I talked about people thinking that, Bitcoin has grown and I missed the mark. First of all, you haven't because it's at 105,000 a coin now. Experts are predicting that it will easily get to 400,000 and some are even saying $1 million a coin. Now, guys, this new presidency that is coming up, it doesn't matter how you feel about it, the economics are there. Other world leaders are making moves that will impact the US, but the world leader here is saying that he and his new cabinet are very crypto friendly, and how the rich moves financially needs to be how you move financially. And with other world leaders saying we're going to pull back goods from your country with these tariffs, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. World unrest when there's wars happening, you need to figure out how to stabilize your money, how to stabilize and grow your portfolio. And when your administration is saying we're very crypto friendly and we're not looking to tax your crypto, can't believe everything they say, but you can believe what they say about keeping their money in their pocket. And so they are looking really to do this for them. And most people aren't paying attention because they're afraid of crypto. They don't know what to do with crypto. So they think, oh, this doesn't apply to me. That's just for them. Not a big deal. It is a very, very big deal. Lives are being changed. I told you that $25,000 retainer today would have been worth $26.7 billion that I lost out because I was ill informed about crypto and told to stay away from it. Guys, make sure you're in a position that you can change your life. Start with a portfolio, get about 5 to 20 coins and be comfortable with your portfolio. And it's going to be very easy for you to do that when you're a part of the inner circle, because I'll talk to you about the information that I am hearing from exchange owners, the information that I am researching and pulling together to make sure that my crew is well equipped and helping you figure out what to do, what not to do, security protocols, and putting us all in a position to win. Any other questions? That was a great question, Mary, because XRP is one of the coins that I have been recommending for some time now. The people that joined up with me early on last month have seen over a 100% increase in their profits. Any other questions?
My mind is blown over here, so there was one other question. I think it was in regards to one of the slides. It says, what was the link to screenshot? I think it was one of the slides you had asked us to screenshot.
Yes. Oh, those were the inner circle and the regular community. And I will put the links here. Community.tanyalawrence.com. And then for the inner circle, if you were invited by someone to join this Zoom other than me, please get back to them so that they can give you their link to join the inner circle. If you are on here and I invited you, you can use my link.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. We do
And I
have
just put
one.
both in the chat.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lawrence. We have one more question.
Mhm.
Looks like it's from Sean. Good evening. I'm holding XRP, XLM, HBAR, and CTF. So he's got quite a portfolio. I'm stacking every week. Should we continue to buy Bitcoin?
Yes. And guys, this is not investment advice. I am not a registered broker dealer, and no one who's a registered broker dealer is giving out advice on crypto. Period. It's illegal for them still. So this is just education. We're talking as a community. Um, I am continuing to build my portfolio dollar cost averaging with crypto. So Bitcoin is the grandfather, the first coin in my portfolio, the one that I got at 800 a coin and then cashed it out when it was 1200 a coin and went shopping. Another mistake. That coin that I got at 800 a coin eventually is now 105,000 a coin and money going, right? And so I didn't know what I didn't know. We didn't even have a concept that it was going to get this big. No clue it would get this big. Guys, I am telling you right now, it's going to get much bigger. And this is your time to start telling everyone you know because people hear on the news or see on the news, oh, it hit 100,000. It's going, I missed that whole thing. They did not miss it. Please get that notion out of the way. So yes, continue to build and put the coin in your portfolio. Any other questions?
Yes, we do. Looks like it's from Jeremiah.
Mhm.
Do you see a future for ETH? And would you recommend collecting some as an alternative to Bitcoin?
Now, see, y'all getting all my inner circle chat goodies, but I'm gonna just say yes. That's usually an inner circle conversation, but the answer is yes. You want to know the reason why? We'll be discussing that on Tuesday. And for anyone who doesn't have my email address, if you're going to be out there talking about the blockchain queens, Bitcoin basics, you're going to be talking about our inner circle, our community. We're going to build this out very fast to 10,000 people in the community. There are going to be lives impacted. There are going to be lives changed. I want you to be a part of it too, if you should so choose. So email me and I will get you affiliate links that you can share with people so that as I break bread with the people who are already part of our affiliate, you'll become a part of that too and be able to earn some of those coins. And guys, this extra money for me is extra money. I don't have to pay any bills. So guess where my money goes? Straight to the crypto. I'm using my money, and I teach my children this too. Use your money that you earn to produce profits. Then take those profits and spend those. We've been in this vicious cycle for so many years, and there was like really for most people no way to get off of the hamster wheel because our lifestyles matched our paychecks, and you had to spend the money from your paycheck to just support your lifestyle, whether it been paying your mortgage, paying your rent, paying your car payment, that high behind car insurance. Now the grocery bills through the roof. My eggs cost $8 a dozen. I like the bougie little chickens that run around and got space to be free and look cute, and then they put them in there and the eggs are pretty. I like those. It's $8 a dozen. So all of that starts to build up and cost money. And sometimes there's not a lot of extra money just sitting around for frivolous stuff. Start to tell people about this community. Start to tell people about the education I'm going to provide. Take that extra money and throw it into your crypto portfolio. And then you're not hurting yourself or your lifestyle that you have. But yes, I put my email in the chat, Tanya@tanyalawrence.com. Any other questions, Ms. Latoya?
Don't see any other questions, but I would like to take the time to say thank you so much on behalf of everybody on this call tonight. We appreciate you pouring into us out of your
Absolutely
own
my pleasure.
time.
Absolutely my pleasure. So I will see you all Tuesday in the inner circle. If you don't have the link, email me, Tanya at tanyalawrence.com, .com, TONYALAWRENCE, and or get back to the person that invited you and they will get you the link. So, all right, guys, have a fantastic Sunday and a happy holiday season.